The moment money loses meaning is the moment survival becomes an economic problem, not a financial one. During World War II, prisoners of war found themselves stripped of wages, property, freedom of movement and reliable supply lines. What remained was human behaviour under pressure. Inside barbed wire camps across Europe and Asia, POWs built functioning economies from nothing more than Red Cross parcels, scraps of food, cigarettes and personal skills. These were not black markets fueled by greed, but survival systems shaped by necessity. Understanding how these men traded, priced goods and managed scarcity offers lessons that remain uncomfortably relevant today. Why POW camps became economic laboratories under extreme conditions. POW camps forced thousands of men into closed systems with limited inflow and no formal currency recognized by guards. Red Cross parcels became the primary injection of goods, arriving unpredictable and unevenly. Because every man faced the same restrictions, traditional hierarchy collapsed and value had to be renegotiated daily. Economists later studied these camps because they revealed how markets naturally emerge when centralized control fails. Cigarettes became currency not because men loved smoking, but because cigarettes were divisible, portable, widely desired, and consumable. When supplies tightened, prices rose. When parcels arrived in bulk, inflation followed. These were not abstract theories, they were lived realities. How cigarettes and food replaced money and stabilized trade. Cigarettes functioned as money because they solved practical problems. They were uniform, hard to counterfeit, and accepted by almost everyone. A tin of meat might cost several cigarettes, while a haircut or laundry service could be priced precisely. When cigarette shortages occurred, alternative currencies emerged, such as chocolate or sugar. This adaptability is the key lesson. POWs did not cling to a failing system. They adjusted based on supply and demand. In modern crises, this translates to understanding which items people actually want, rather than stockpiling items with assumed value. Batteries, fuel, hygiene supplies and comfort goods often outperform food alone when it comes to barter. Why skills became as valuable as physical goods. Not every POW had goods to trade, but everyone had time and potential utility. Men who could repair boots, tailor uniforms, cut hair, fix radios or cook creatively became essential nodes in camp economies. A skilled cobbler could eat even during shortages because his labour created value. This is one of the most overlooked lessons for modern preparedness. Tools matter, but the ability to use them matters more. Learning a repair skill today, whether basic mechanical work or food preservation, creates trade leverage that cannot be confiscated or exhausted easily. So, here's the thing. Inside the camps, reputation actually replaced force and law. Trust, believe it or not, was the real currency in those prisoner-of-war camps. A man who was known for making honest trades could negotiate better deals and even receive credit during the leaner periods. On the other hand, thieves and cheats found themselves isolated, unable to trade, and ultimately, just more vulnerable. There was no police force enforcing contracts, none at all. Instead, reputation was enforced socially by the group. For modern communities facing disruption, this really highlights the importance of local relationships. In a prolonged crisis, people remember who helped, who hoarded, and who exploited others. Over the long term, survival tends to favour reliability over aggression. Now, let's talk about how prisoners of war managed scarcity and somehow avoided total collapse. Scarcity was a constant companion, yet total collapse was rare because informal rules just sort of developed on their own. Camps often established fair pricing norms, mainly to prevent extreme exploitation. Whenever prices spiked too sharply, trade would slow down and resentment would grow, which forced a correction. In some camps, men even developed informal savings. They'd store cigarettes or goods for future use rather than consuming everything right away. This kind of behavior honestly mirrors modern resilience planning. In practical terms, it means rotating supplies, resisting panic consumption, and preserving tradable goods instead of burning through everything at once. What modern crises can learn from POW barter systems is, well, quite profound. Modern emergencies often begin with trust in systems that no longer function. ATMs stop working, stores empty, and official assurances lag behind reality. POWs survived because they accepted reality quickly and adapted. Applying this today means recognizing when money is temporarily useless and shifting toward exchange based on real utility. A generator is valuable only if fuel exists. A freezer full of food is valuable only while power lasts. Goods that extend capability, such as hand tools, water purification, or knowledge, retain value far longer. So, how do you apply POW survival economics today without living in fear? The goal is not to expect collapse, but to understand resilience. Start by identifying what you can offer beyond consumption. Learn one practical skill deeply. Build small reserves of universally useful items rather than luxury goods. Maintain relationships within your community because economic survival is rarely solitary. Most importantly, understand that value is contextual. POWs survived not because they were better supplied, but because they were adaptable. History does not reward those who assume normalcy will always return on schedule. It rewards those who understand human behavior when systems break down. We POWs did not wait for rescue to organize their survival. They built economies from scraps and cooperation. If this kind of historically grounded survival knowledge matters to you, subscribe to the channel, share this video with someone who values real lessons from the past, and help keep this knowledge alive for the future.